My name is Ava Monteleone, and I'm the president of the Farmingdale High School's chapter of the National Honor Society. I would like to welcome our high school building administration, members of the central administration, the Board of Education, teachers, family, friends, and my fellow classmates. Please join us in welcoming our chapter's new inductees as they enter. Their candles are lit to signify the shining lights of their future. Members, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the members of FHS Vocal Jazz please come forward to sing the national anthem? Thank you to the Farmingdale High School String Quartet and Jazz Chorus for providing music this evening. At this time, I would like to invite our wonderful advisors, Ms. LaFranca and Mr. DeMasi, to the stage.
Good evening. My name is Mr. DeMasi, and along with Ms. LaFranca, we are the co-advisors of the National Honor Society. We would like to thank Mr. Herman, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Patrinaggio, and Ms. Stillwell for their assistance and continued support throughout the year. Also, thank you to the Faculty Council for their time and effort during the Honor Society selection process. It is an extremely difficult task to make admission decisions for such fine students. Your hard work is greatly appreciated.
Obtaining membership in the National Honor Society is a challenging endeavor. Candidates must prove themselves to be well-rounded. They must show strengths in academics, in character, in leadership, and in service. These students are enrolled in rigorous classes, but still manage to make time for clubs, sports, and other extracurricular activities, all while facing unique challenges during these last few years. These are truly remarkable young men and women, and we would like to take this opportunity to congratulate them and their families on a job well done.
Hello, my name is Ryan Sweeney and I'm the Vice President of the National Honor Society. We are pleased to have several members of Farmingdale Central Administration, Board of Education, and building principals joining us this evening. Specifically, Dr. Jen Olson, Dr. Sam Thompson, Mr. Mike Ferretti, Ms. Shannon Shaw, Ms. Kathy Lively, Mr. Michael Goldberg, Ms. Sherry Jones, Ms. Suzanne DiMico, Mr. Joseph Valentine, Dr. Peterson, and Mr. Gavadas. We would like to now welcome Farmingdale Superintendent, Mr. Paul Defendinis, to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and the bright stars of our academic constellation. Today is a momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the induction of our exceptional students into the National Honor Society. Your accomplishments not only reflect your academic prowess, but also the embodiment of the principles of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. In contemplating the significance of this day, and the countless hours of time put forth earning your right to be here, I am reminded of the timeless wisdom captured in the poem Desiderata. As a teacher, I would close out each school year with an assignment that challenged my students to live by its tenets, to provide a practical example to me of how they embody any part of this timeless classic. On this day, as we welcome you, our hardworking students, into the folds of the National Honor Society, the words of this inspirational prose seem particularly fitting. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, I will be sending each of you a framed copy of the poem for you to hang on your wall, prop up on your desk, or bury in the back of your locker, never to be seen by the light of day again. Use it as you see fit, but please promise me that you will take the time to at least read it once. It changed the way that I see the world, and I think it could help to provide some perspective in life's more challenging moments. Go placidly amidst the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. In the hustle and bustle of academic life, it is crucial to find moments of tranquility and reflection. The members of the National Honor Society exemplify the ability to navigate the cacophony of demands with grace and composure. Your dedication to scholarship has not only elevated your individual pursuits, but also contributed to the harmonious rhythm of our academic community. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and ignorant. They too have their story. Leadership, a cornerstone of the National Honor Society, is not merely about making one's voice heard, but about fostering an environment where every voice is valued. Your induction today signifies your commitment to leading with humility and empathy, acknowledging the stories and perspectives of every individual you encounter in life. Take kindly the counsel of years, gracefully surrendering the things of your youth. As you step into this distinguished society, embrace the wisdom that comes with experience. Service to others is not just a duty, but a privilege. A chance to extend a helping hand and share knowledge and insights gained through your academic journey. And finally, beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. Character is the cornerstone of the National Honor Society. In your pursuit of academic excellence, leadership, and service, remember to be kind to yourselves. Embrace your unique qualities, recognizing that your presence in this universe is as essential as the stars that light up the night sky. As we congratulate the newest members of the National Honor Society, let Desiderata serve as a guiding light. May you go forward with a calm spirit, a commitment to truth, an openness to diverse perspectives, and an understanding that in your hands, you hold the power to shape a future that is both compassionate and extraordinary. Congratulations, National Honor Society's inductees. May your journey be filled with continued growth, service to others, and the enduring pursuit of knowledge. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Thomas Riggio, and I'm the Secretary of the National Honor Society. Farmingdale would not be what it is today without our administrators, Mr. Herman, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Patronaggio, and Ms. Stillwell. At this time, we would like to welcome Mr. Herman to the stage to say a few words.
Good evening. It is an honor to speak with you tonight as we recognize students from the National Honor Society. I would like to thank Ms. LaFranca and Mr. Damasi for taking the role as NHS advisors this year. We know this is no small task and your efforts should be commended. I'd like to welcome members of the Board of Education, our superintendent, who you just heard from, Mr. Paul Defendini, central administrators, our assistant principals this evening. We have Ms. Martinez and Mr. Patronaggio. I'd like to recognize, of course, the Farmingdale School District faculty that is here this evening, parents and families, but of course, our inductees. So my name is Jed Herman, and I'm the proud principal of Farmingdale High School, and obviously we are here tonight to induct our newest members into this distinguished organization. Tonight we have 125 students who will join the Farmingdale High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Our ceremony this evening will confirm their acceptance into this esteemed establishment. Now, while the high school gets to host this celebration for all these amazing young people, we know that we are really just the benefactors of what the other schools in this school district have done. And we are just a continuation of all the hard work that they have put forth in this district. So, I would like to take this time to thank the building administrators and attendants from some of the other schools this evening. We have Mr. Joe Valentine from Albany Avenue. We have Dr. Peterson here from Northside Elementary. And we have Mr. Gavalis from Howitt Middle School. And sir, if memory serves me correct, Mr. Gavalis, I believe that many students here this evening are from your first class. So congratulations to you as well. Yes, sir. So thank you all of you for the roles that you have played in shaping the lives of these wonderful high school students. So, when you tell people that you work in a high school for a living, you are usually met with amazement. Like, wait a minute, you choose to spend your time with teenagers? Yeah. But, like, I have kids at home and I struggle with like 2 or 3 of them. You want to be with 1,700 of them? Yeah, we do. But then you hear things like, oh, kids these days, right? Kids these days. As if kids these days are so different from before. But they'll say things like, teenagers today, they're so self-involved. They only care about how they look, what cup they drink from. That's a standard. I don't know. Their Starbucks drinks, their social status, and of course, social media. But to those people I say, do you know any of the kids here? Do you know any Dalers? Because the teenagers I know and the teenagers that I get to work with every day, the teenagers in this room, they've got grit. They know what hard work is. They know about sacrifices that it takes. And in many ways, the students in this room are probably more equipped to enter society than the previous generations before. I mean, how many of the parents in this room or adults in this room would want to grow up in a time of social media? I mean, I wouldn't. I know that. But the students here in this room tonight and the NHS, the National Honor Society, I mean, that is a perfect example of what these students must accomplish to get this great achievement, right? So getting into the National Honor Society, we know it's not easy. There's a lot of criteria that are set forth, minimum GPA, but also things like quality. They have to demonstrate leadership, service, academic achievement. And to give you some context, many of the students here this evening, they have volunteered with students with special needs. They've been named captains of sports teams. They've worked with veterans organizations. They babysat. This year, for some reason, a lot of babysitting. I don't know what's going on, but you guys are very helpful with babysitting. Peer tutoring, homeless shelters they volunteered. They volunteered with the Special Olympics. They worked in food pantries. They worked at St. Killian's. They worked for the Youth Council. They work in summer rec. So there's a lot of work that goes into being an NHS member. But of course, one of the coolest things that I think is the essay prompt. So getting inducted means that you have to write an essay. And the writing prompt asks for this. It says, quote, "The four virtues of the National Honor Society are character, scholarship, leadership, and service. But the selection committee would like you to write an essay about a service project that you would be executing and how this project would benefit our school and our community. The values recognized by the NHS should be of no surprise to anyone because they are the same values that we here value, right? That's why it's so synonymous. I am really proud of the work that the students do in this community. I'm very proud of the values here at Farmingdale, but most importantly, I'm really proud of our students. So I want to offer my congratulations to all the students tonight. Thank you for the examples that you set to the rest of the student body in this building and of course the community at large. Thank you for all that you do.
Hello, my name is Jenna Feinlich, and I am the Assistant Administrator of the National Honor Society. Upon receiving their acceptance letters, the inductees were asked to choose a special teacher, coach, or advisor who has had a significant influence in their lives, someone they would like to recognize for helping them reach this milestone. We have invited these special educators to attend the ceremony tonight and want to take this time to recognize you, say thank you, and express our deepest appreciation for all that you have done for us. Our treasurer, Miley Bernes, will read your names. Please stand when you are called and accept this flower as an expression of our gratitude for all you have done for our inductees.
From Albany Avenue, Ms. McDonald and Mr. Ziegler. From Northside, Mrs. Knudsen. From Salton, Ms. LaPiana. From Woodward Parkway, Ms. Weber. From Howitt Middle School, Mr. Baffo, Ms. Guerrero, Ms. Cavalles, Mrs. Hallahan, Mr. Ilchuk, Ms. Clock, Mr. Perlis, Ms. Rapinot, Mr. Rossi, and Ms. Tower. From Farmingdale High School, Mr. Abrams, Ms. Arroyo, Mr. Beck, Mr. Boyd, Ms. Bradley, Ms. Capasso, Ms. Cordova, Mr. Falcones, Ms. Farrell, Mr. Franzino, Ms. Grady, Ms. Grammarosa, Ms. Kohler, Ms. Logan, Mr. Londino, Ms. Lentini, Ms. Menino, Mr. Matura, Mr. Osborne, Ms. Schaefer, Ms. Shield, Mr. Scott, Dr. Sperduto, and Ms. Tenazzo.
Good evening. My name is Ava Zimick, and I'm the historian of the National Honor Society. Every year, the Honor Society votes to select a keynote speaker for the induction. This year, we chose Ms. Alana Schaefer, who is a dedicated educator of English. Her passion and enthusiasm for teaching makes Ms. Schaefer an excellent choice for tonight's event. It is my pleasure to welcome Ms. Schaefer to the stage.
If there's one thing about being a lifelong, die-hard, bleed orange and blue Met fan, it's this. We know how to hold on to hope longer than any other population of humans does. We believe, and I've never in my life seen anything like it. Let's go back in time for a moment here. It's a Thursday night in early May of 2022, and the season is finally off to its much anticipated post-lockout commencement. The Mets are playing the Phillies, and it's contentious as always. Bryce Harper is historically who we boo, but Gary Cohen points out that statistically, our most prominent nemesis is, and always has been, Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, who will have 12, count 12, home runs in his first 11 starts of the season against the Mets, is about to have himself a night, though we don't know it yet. Programmed to always believe, I tune into the game, living for the hope of it all. At that moment, we had yet to lose a series, and we're on an absolute tear through the league. And then it happens. The Mets met. My heart sinks as the bases begin loading up, forcing home runs. A knot settles in my stomach as Kyle Schwarber turns the third game in this series into his personal field day, hitting 2 home runs and counting off of our much-celebrated starter. To cope, I begin doing menial things around my apartment, trying to shove the play-by-play into the background, waiting for Gary Cohen's voice to reach fever pitch and alert us that somehow we were turning this thing around, and it's out of here, or some mention of a spinorama and a 6-4-3 double play that would have Keith giddy with hope and excitement. Something to signal that the team we had come to believe in was once again recognizable on the diamond. But alas, nothing. No hits, no plays to celebrate, no scoreless innings to speak of, no poetry in motion at short, nothing. So I do the thing I'm least proud of. I turn off the game. I've convinced myself that this time I'm really done, and I kick myself for believing that this year was our year, and all the typical Mets Michigas, and then it happens. Both gradually and all at once. First, a phone call from my dad telling me to turn the game back on right this second. Second, a 2-run homer from Francisco Lindor. Third, a resurgence of faith. It's Francisco and Pete, Canna and JD, Brandon and Starling, hit after hit, homers and bloop singles alike. We move, we storm the diamond, we take back what should have always been ours. We are fueled by belief and the glory of a comeback, by a season story that has yet to be written in the books. And for the next 3 outs, our boys do a dance of sorts, a rally, a rising from the ashes. 7 runs in 1 inning to win it all. Never say die. I watched as my team did the last thing anyone expected them to do that night on that diamond. They rallied. They played 27 outs, like every single one was the one that could change everything, and 3 of them did. Hit after hit, they defied the odds, and every Met fan around the country, I'm sure, could be found holding their breath, simultaneously celebrating this unbelievable triumph, while also repenting for their momentary loss of faith. I believe in bottom of the 9th, down to your last strike comebacks, in 7 runs in 1 inning comebacks, and they had no business doing that comebacks. You play 27 outs, and all you need to change the course of the game is 1 at-bat. You have 9 periods in a day, 7 hours of school, and all you need is 3 solitary moments of magic for everything to change. My friends, to live a life of steadfast and unconditional belief in what you cannot see, but what you know to be good and true, is to honor. You believe and believe everywhere you go. I've watched you for years rally and rise in the most unbelievable ways in the name of this community in honor of one another. As you offer your help in the library to the student who may be struggling in trig or English or Italian, as section leaders in the band, in locker room pep talks and practices and on PAL fields, in public libraries and on playcraft stages. For the past 6 years, I've watched as you've led from the sidelines, coaching each other through moments of adversity, as you've taught and tutored and consoled and uplifted everyone, everywhere you go. Because character is who you are when you think no one is watching you, but someone always is. Because every day is a beautiful day to be someone's role model, someone's favorite human, someone's champion. That, my friends, is what it means to honor one another by virtue of our character. That is what it means to honor one another by virtue of our service. And by living a life that is dedicated to the belief in the greatness of one another, by modeling that intentionally or not for all to see, what better form of leadership is there than that? Leadership is not about superiority. Leadership is about camaraderie. It is not about power over, but rather about power to and power with. It is a dance on our diamond every day. It is about putting the ball in motion. It is hanging over the dugout, eyes fixed on the batter's box, heart racing with anticipation. It is the dream and the teamwork and the magic that happens when we operate in service of one another and when we live a life of purpose, one that serves us all. Every day is a day to believe in the unbelievable. Every day is a chance to be someone's relentless champion. It's the bottom of the ninth, and all it takes is one fortuitous at bat. All it takes is one steadfast believer. The odds are stacked against you and your people are tired, but there is still plenty of game left to play. What will you do when you step up to bat? Swing for the fences? You bet. You gotta believe. Congratulations on this remarkable achievement, and of course, kiss your brain.
Thank you, Ms. Schaefer. All of the new members have been chosen because they demonstrate the high values of the National Honor Society. These virtues are scholarship, character, leadership, and service. This center candle represents the torch that is the symbol of the National Honor Society. Our officers will light the candles that symbolize the four virtues.
The first virtue of the Honor Society is scholarship. Scholarship does not end with simply memorizing information. It requires valuing that knowledge and applying it wisely, both in school and in the real world. Members are held to high academic standards and must maintain an exceptional GPA in order to remain a part of this society.
Good evening. My name is Miley Renos, and I am the treasurer of the National Honor Society. I will be introducing the next virtue, which is character. The National Honor Society defines a student with good character as one who upholds strong principles of morality and ethics, someone who is cooperative and demonstrates high standards of honesty and reliability, a person who never fails to show courtesy, concern, respect for others, and is always willing to lend a hand. Members are not only held to high academic standards, but accountability and integrity as well.
The third virtue is leadership. Leadership is not based merely on simply holding a position in an extracurricular office, but on their actual performance as a leader. Others should view you as a role model and look to you for ideas, guidance, and support. Leadership is about creating opportunities for others to succeed. A good leader inspires others with confidence, but a great leader inspires them with confidence in themselves. Leadership is about the human experience and how you share that experience with those around you. Our members are expected to take constructive leads in the classroom, school, and community.
The last virtue is service. Members are required to put service to others above their own interests and are expected to offer their time, effort, and talents for the good of their community. The willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without compensation or recognition is an essential quality of a National Honor Society member. As a service club, the National Honor Society is committed to contributing to the school and community.
It is now time to introduce each of our new inductees who will join the ranks of the National Honor Society this evening. Please hold your applause and pictures until after all the names have been called and the pledge has been recited. Amy Abate. Elizabeth Aviola, Andrew Adamo, Jack Albano, Luke Aldieri, Abigail Almonte, Kelsey Amarudin, Lana Arbus, Jason Ayala, Clayton Bainey, Jocelyn Becerra, Helena Bakella, Matthew Belanger, Hunter Bresnahan, Lauren Bruno, Abigail Carbo, Caleb Carl, Andronicus Chavez, Alexis Shuriello, Michael Cox,
Michael Capolo, Grace Curcio, Adriana DeMarco, Emma Denicky, Juliana DeSantis, Manav Deshmukh, Thomas DePaulo, Christiana Dolgos, Tao Domingo, Liliana Dorison, Daniela Doherty, Luke Variolo, Ava Fierst, Cameron Frontino, Samara Fuentes Mayorga, Ashley Gamez Nolecia, Diana Garcia Alfaro, Alessandra Gavarette, Casey Gigante, Serenity Giles.
Ava Golia, Jalen Gordon, Christian Graziade, Sarah Guadagnino, Brianne Guarino, Marielle Guevara, Gianna Goodies, Bharti Gupta, Aiden Hamilton, Liam Hayden, Kayla Heenan, JD Hernandez, Shay Theotides, Josie Hoffman, Colin Horowitz, Alexandra Incianis, Camille Jacob, Christopher Jankowski, Marissa Carlson, Abigail Keena, Lauren Keenan,
Kiara Keeble, Teresa Kessler, Hunter Knackle, Samantha Klein, Nicholas Klein, Dean Cott, Eric Belka, Abigail Kurtz, Logan Lamb, Noah Lunkai, Joelle Ann Leroy, Valentina Liff, Ingrid Lopez Salas, Rose Luisi, Rocco Martellati, Ella Mayers, Nicholas Migliaccio, Allison Moliti, Addison Mahler, Callie Mahler, Jordan Mangiatori.
Ryan Moritz, Jacob Moyer, Ahad Navid, James Norris, Vincent Opedisano, Angelina Pescudo, Maya Patterson, Lalandi Presnard, Julia Poulos, Sarah Quinn, Caitlin Quinn, Juliana Regina, Caitlin Brightberg, Kevin Renison, Raquel Rodriguez, Samantha Rowland, Julietta Ryan, Emma Savino, Ella Schaffhauser, Ruby Seaman, Sakib Shams.
Riley Shum, Robert Silverstein, Nicholas Smith, Joey Schneider, Amani Sodi, Alexander Springer, Haley Squitieri, Samantha Stanton, Kimberly Tapia Cruz, George Tomatos, Cameron Thompson, Haley Timmerman, Erica Torres, Matthew Turner, Jalen Umana, Matea Vignona, Catalina Vivas Toro, Riley Walsh, Eric Wolf, Kevin Yang, and Michael Zelaya Avalere.
All new inductees, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will strive in every way, word, and deed to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating our new inductees.